Record. Alrighty, so let's start with the basics. Let's go to SPY. Nice gap up today in the overnight session. Simple thing to do today if you're looking for call options, or if you're looking to long this for a quick day trade, for a reversal sort of trade. The best trade will be wait for a pullback into the open. You can see this trend line, which we discussed about yesterday, right? This trend line right here, the SPY has been having a series of lower highs and lower lows. And then yesterday, in the middle of the session, they gave everything back right into the 5-day moving average. And now they're pushing back up again. So into today, waiting for it to see if they can come back down and run a test towards this trend line, and then it's going to give you some quick scalp-worthy opportunity to grab that bounce to the upside. So what I'm looking for today is wait for a few minutes and see if the price can pull back towards this trend line, and if they do so, waiting to see if the buyers are going to step in and then take the calls potentially. And the overnight sessions didn't do much other than just slowly melt up. We're almost there near the all-time highs again on SPY. Nothing much to do so. And if they continue to keep pushing higher, well, 424 will be the area of interest, which is the previous all-time highs. This is to the upside. Expectations are to see if they can give a push down to the downside, run a test towards this trend line, and then start pushing back up. But if that doesn't happen, we can just focus on the revamp to see how things go from there. All right, so this is for SPY. And when it comes to QQQ, that's a completely different scenario going on there. We are already at all-time highs on QQQ. Well, there is no tested areas of support, but if you are looking for scalp-worthy opportunities, there is one on QQQ at $676.60. If they do pull back there, well, watch out for a reaction. If we don't see any reaction, we're most likely going to get inside this pocket right here, 675 zones, which was Friday's consolidation highs. If they break it, they're going to fill the gap. See, there's the thing about trading these all-time highs. We don't have any resistance levels to go off of. We don't have any tested support levels to go off of. And you can see in the pre-market.
I get a
Just a minute. So you can see in the pre-market, the 675.80s zone acted as support, which was that previous highs from last Friday. So into today's session open, watch out for a slight pullback. If they do so, for buyers to potentially step in right here. Or if they continue to pull back, well, watch out for the 675.30 pockets. If they break under that, we'll handle it real time. But as of right now, we're trading at all-time highs. Watch the VWAP, and if they do pull back, 675 pockets will be the first areas of interest, and if they break it, you can go for that gap fill at 672 with that quick put option trades or scalp-worthy trades if you're interested. To the upside, well, sky's the limit, isn't it? So they can continue to keep pushing higher. Who knows? Let's wait and see how it plays out, and we'll deal with it accordingly. Same with SPY, as discussed earlier. If they do pull back, watch out for this trend line, which they had last Friday. 718 zones will be the point of contact. So with NQ, same scenario. We are trading at all-time highs here. Pretty simple thing to do. Anchor the VWAP to yesterday night candle. Where is it? Let's go to the daily and let's just anchor it right here. Anchor to the opening candle. Well, that pullback zone, which is on QQQ, aligns with that 675 pockets as well. Right, the overnight VWAP on NQ is also sitting right here around the 675. So if they do pull back around the zone, we might see some sort of a reaction from the buyers. Keep an eye out. If we go and check out the crude oil to see what it's doing, our crude oil is getting hammered today, down almost 4% in the session. But if you look at it from a daily chart standpoint, today's price action is nothing but what we call as an inside day, because the price action from yesterday, huge green candle, if you notice, if you look at today's daily's candle, it's within the bounds of yesterday's candle right here. So this is what we call as an inside day. I would still be very cautious because we rallied quite much on QQQ. They might use this as an excuse to, engineer a pullback and then rally back up like oil doesn't even matter, right? So don't focus too much on this type of news for now. Oil is having a pullback. They're down 4%. QQQ is up. They're trading at new all-time highs. Let's see how it shapes up after the session open, and then we can deal with it. For now, for day trades, when it comes to crude oil, what I am looking for is, let's remove all this. Let's anchor the VWAP to see where it's at. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. We are under the VWAP, under the 5-day moving average. So as soon as the market open, if crude maybe perhaps rallies all the way towards 103.90s, if they do so, I will be interested to see if there is any short-worthy opportunities there. To the downside, well, that big fat round number at 100, I want to see the weekly candle close under it. If that happens, good for us. It's been already been good for us. There's nothing to complain about, but still, we'll wait and see. I'm gonna let things set up for a while today instead of forcing anything as soon as the market open. But when it comes to QQQ or NQ, it'll be interesting to see how the price reacts when it gets down towards this pocket of 675s for a quick call option trade. If they don't find any buyers and continue to pull back, well, that gap fill at 672s will be the next areas of interest. So yesterday we entered a trade for swing with shares. The ticker symbol was NCLH. This is a Norwegian cruise line. The thesis was, if you look at the monthly charts on this one, you can see there is a series of lower highs and lower lows happening for almost 6 years now. This trend line from the lows of March of 2020 has been bringing in buyers over and over and over again. So when they came back again down south to run a test on it, I just wanted to take a chance on it to establish some small positions here with shares. My cost average is around 1748 so far. So if they do get back over 1780s or 1790s, I will add more to complete my positions. So for now, I got like what, 30 to 40 shares, more or less, nothing more. And if they do push higher, perhaps break this $18 mark, I'll add another like 100 shares or 150 shares or whatever it is to complete my positions. As of right now, the position sizing on this one is very small. There's a reason for that, as I mentioned yesterday, because even if I'm wrong, I don't plan on losing a lot of money with this one. So you won't lose a lot of money even if you're wrong, because the trend is not in your favor. So if you're wrong, I need to control my downside risk as well. So that's the reason. We'll see how this plays out today, and maybe it'll give us an opportunity to average up by end of this week, right? If they break about $18 and close daily candles over 18, we will deploy the second set of capital into this. This is NCLH. The next one is Roblox. Roblox is also an interesting one because if you look at the weekly candles, this thing sucks. Like there is this consolidation highs and lows from April of 2022 all the way to October of 2024. Well, they're right at it. Right at that consolidation, you can call it demand zone or supply zone. I'm going to wait and see how this weekly candle closes and to see if they can recapture or close about this entirety of this zone. If they do so, well, you can do the same what you did with Norwegian Cruise Line to bottom fish the same by setting the stop losses at $41.50. But if that doesn't happen, this is most likely going to come all the way back down to $28. That is something to keep an eye out for. For now, yesterday, I was looking at it for a potential put option trade, but again, they didn't break under the VWAP at all for us to give us a proper entry, so no trades were taken. So today, watch it. Let's see how it plays out. So today, areas of interest will be $47.63, which was the anchored VWAP coming from yesterday's candle. If they push higher, fill this gap today from 47.90 or 47.60 and then starts pulling back, you can target this $45.80 with the put option trade if you're interested. So keep it on the watch list for a downside potential. I'm not in anything in this yet, but I'll let you know when I enter anything. But if you have your own system, you can also trade this or scalp this against these areas of interest anyway. This is something which I'm watching. I want to see how this reacts around this, the box which we got here, the demand or supply zone, however you want to call it. For now, this is the area of interest, the resistance from or the supply zone from the 2021 to 2024 areas. Let's see how it plays out and we'll deal with it accordingly. Today in the pre-market, we got some movers here, especially from the crypto standpoint. Coinbase is up almost 3% today. We were talking about it yesterday. I believe some user asked about some longer dated swing It's on Coinbase today, this thing tapped higher. It's good for a long term though. We got some in the table around 180s and change. It's looking great so far. Let it continue. Today, watch out for this 211 to 215 zones. I want to wait and see where the pre-market highs and lows on this one was. Yep, right here around that exact zone. Let's mark it. It's going to give us some areas to look out for as soon as the market opens. Right here. And let's remove the extended arms. We don't need it anymore. Yep. So if they do push higher here, watch out for 211.70s. If they break higher, watch out for 214.60s to 215 zones. Well, if you're a scalper and looking for something to scalp, the areas to look out for a quick move down south will be 211.80s on Coinbase to the upside, which is the pre-market highs. And if they break it, 214.60s, let's just call it 215s, right? 215s, the next areas of interest. Well, if they break down for support, if you're looking for it, 206.30s, which was the consolidation highs yesterday, so something to keep in mind, and then just anchor the VWAP from Monday's candle. Watch out for 206. If they break under, we're most likely going to come back down to fill this gap at 203s and change. So to the support, what the fuck? Apologies. Support. Well, we got 206. If they fail that, 202.98 gap fill. Right, so check out the Zoom chat. I posted the areas of interest to watch out for Coinbase if you're interested in day trading them. Well, if something offers, we'll take it. If not, we'll wait until something offers. In no rush. When it comes to SPY and QQQ, we discussed the plan already. We got QVTS. What is that? What's going on with that one? It's a nice gap up. Looks like another Bitcoin name. Quantum. Interesting. What is NVTS doing? The Quantum is pushing higher. Just send it back to name. RGTI is something to look for. Is that up as well? Yep. All Quantum is doing good today. Let's run the screeners to see if something good shows up. Let's see, Coinbase pulling back towards yesterday's highs. Let's see if the buyers are going to step in and push it back. Let's give it some time to set up and then we'll deal with it. If you guys are watching anything else, let me know as well. We can go over it too. Let's end with a VWAP to today's candle. Watch out roadblocks for that 47.50 zones. Let's go to Qs. Okay, going back. What's SPY doing? SPY's pulling back as well. Let's see if the coin is going to come back down to fill this gap first, and then we can take it. If you're looking for call options, 2 or 3 zones wouldn't be a bad place to test the waters on. Or a quick gap fill reversal sort of trade. Let's wait and see. Watch the VWAP on SPY. We can just trade the VWAP there. Gold is doing exceptionally well so far. Still watching fruit to see what it's going to do. Let's let things set up for a while. What's Tesla doing? CLA. Oh, that's some massive green candles on Tesla, up almost 2% from the open. Testing at 400s. Maybe 403s again today. Let's see if they break this 400 marks. That's the next one to look out for. But what's the VWAP? Just went 2 minutes into the open, at least the first 5-minute candle. Let it close. We can deal with it from there. Okay, NCLH. Holding yesterday's anchor support as of now. Let's see. We need to get back over the 5-day moving average. Roblox. Hopefully someone took it. You can see them filling the gap at 47.50 and completely giving it up down south. So what I would be watching for is this 45.80s to the downside if they continue, which is the anchored VWAP coming from the earnings candle. So if they do pull back all the way down there, that will be around a 3% drop. So, well, it's still a great trade with the tighter stops. Let's see. Coinbase pushing up. Watch for the VWAP recovery. Coinbase about the VWAP. Crude still struggling. B crossed my radar recently. BE is looking great, but the only reason why we didn't take anything on BE is only because of this weekly chart. So if you look at the weekly time frame on BE, this thing just went from $117 all the way towards $297 in like 1, 2, 3 in 5 weeks. We borderline chasing for me to enter anything at this moment. Let's go to the screeners and let's run it to see if something good shows up. Pre-market change, 10% and above. Let's see. Oh, Pins had some massive move in the pre-markets. $20. Jesus Christ. It's a good pre-market move on Pins. CYTK. Oh, added to the watch list, baby. This is a good looking chart. I love it. Let's see. This is a breakout chart, by the way. Did they report earnings already? When are they reporting? They're reporting 5th today after hours. These types of moves before earnings kind of pisses me off. You know what? Let's focus on the VWAP. Why are they up today, though? I'm more interested in knowing why are they up today. It's a pharmaceutical stock. Yup. Primary endpoints in the late stage, so jumped. The charts are looking great, though. It's a great looking chart. Unfortunate. Nothing wrong in taking a small risk on this. Watch the VWAP, maybe. You know what we can do, though? If they recover the VWAP, we can establish a small position today, maybe a 0.1% risk. And then if earnings did something like this, where they pull back towards this breakout zone and do something here and then start bouncing higher, well, then we can average into it. Let's see how it plays out. Anchor the VWAP here, and if I go to the 2-minute time frame, they're right at the VWAP. Not a bad place. If they can start closing candles over the VWAP here, maybe a small risk. Oh, pre-market. Look at that pre-market push. 82s all the way, $92 to the upside. Maybe you can look into it for a day trade. Pure VWAP based day trade here. Let me see, maybe a 0.2% or 0.3% risk perhaps. If you're day trading it, maybe set the stop losses at $73. Let's see. CYTK stops at 73. If you're day trading it, this is going to be a hard stops, by the way, 0.3% risk. I just got in at 76.50s. Ticker symbol is CYTK. And if I'm wrong, I'll lose like 0.3% of my account, by the way. Let's see how it plays out. So they have earnings tomorrow, so we don't want to risk a lot holding into it. So it's pure VWAP entry so far. And if they give me around $79 or $80 to the upside today, I will just call it quits and be done with it. So the ticker symbol CYTK, shares $76.50 cost basis, targeting around this pre-market highs, which I saw $82 more or less. Not to your Roblox, Jesus. Let's see. Yeah, around this area, the AVWAP from that pre-market high, 79 to 80, is to start taking some profits off the table. Let's wait and see how it plays out. And you can take a look at Roblox here. Roblox is also dropping. We're right at that anchored VWAP here on Roblox from earnings. Keep an eye out. So here's something to note here on CYTK. If you're day trading this, 0.3% risk with a hard stops. If it hits 73, you will be out. If it's a swing trade, don't risk more than 0.1%. Make it as a soft stops to see how it plays out after earnings, and you can deal with it accordingly. Well, our Roblox nearing the target at around $45.80. We'll wait and watch how it's going to react around this anchor. SPY is holding strong. Qs are holding strong as well. I'm going to set some price alerts on Coinbase at 203s. If it gets there, I will look into it for a quick trade on that one as well. I'm going to set some price alerts at 73s. There's no reason to keep staring at this. I know exactly how much I'm going to lose if I'm wrong, and I know exactly how much I'm going to make if I'm right. We can focus on something else for now. What is this? VRDN up 36% today. What's going on with this one? Another pharma. Not interested. Josh, did you look at Fly? Fly is up almost 9% today from that IPO. I might look into a status once they recover the VWAP today. If they recover the VWAP, I'm in for small positions. I remove all this. Perhaps give me a pullback towards 33.80s. I'll get involved there. Will be interesting. Or give me a pullback towards 33.80s or recover the VWAP. That's going to be something to keep an eye out for. So let's just add the CYTK to the watch list. We can close off the screen as we already added our positions. If it works out, it works out for today. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We can call it off. Pushing through. Around 79s to 80s, I'll start taking profits on this one. They already tagged it on the 15-minute time frame. Our coin filled the gap. Watch out here. Alerts just went off for coin. Watch out for the week to date anchor. Wait for this 5-minute candle close. Might see some reaction from here if the bulls want to take it higher. If they start bouncing up, you might as well, if you want a trade with the tight stops, you can just go with the stop losses of the lows of the day and take it all the way back up. Got 2 more minutes to go. Let's wait and see how this 5-minute candle close, and then we can deal with it. And as this name continues to keep pushing higher, again, do what's best for you and take profits along the way. I will be taking profits at 79. You don't have to wait until there. Wherever if you have a tighter stops, maybe at around 75, 60s or 74, 80s for a day trade, do what's best. I want to see how the price reacts around this anchored VWAP from this new candle at 7:30 a.m. They continue to keep pushing up. I'm watching for this 80s to $82 zones to be tagged before they continue even further higher, or wait for that earnings to see whatever they do. Let's wait and see what it does, and then we can deal with it. So Roblox, did it tag it? Yeah, Roblox is right there, and Fly alert just went off. Looks like they're testing the 5-day moving average there. That was nasty on Fly, man. They just gave up almost everything. Coming back down to fill that gap, looks like. That's the earnings candle I see. Fairly simple now. We need to see a bounce up and a VWAP capture here. If they do so, that's where I will be establishing initial positions on Fly. What's the ticker symbol? Yeah, it's FLY. Oh, $78 pushing through here, almost nearing the targets on CYTK. Our limit sell is set at 79s for 1 hour. You don't have to do that. You can start taking profits here. That is for me. Do what's best for you. And half of it is filled. Just the last few runners here. Stop losses moved to 75. Let me move my stop losses to 75, 70s now. 75, 70s. The second profit taking targets for, other 25% or other 50% of whatever I'm holding is set at 80s. If you're unclear of what I did, just check out the chat in the Zoom. I just posted my plan there. It's a pure VWAP trade. Glad it worked out. So once it's done, I'll be done for the day as well. One and done sort of deal. I mean, if you entered Roblox, you gave a nice entry as well. But other than that, I'm looking at Fly for initial positioning. I'll let you know if I enter that. No positions yet. I need this to recover the VWAP first before I establish anything. Oh, looks like 80s is nearing. Looks like my other 50% is going to get filled as well. I have to check if it's filled already. Wait, hold on. Did they just halt it? Oh, all right, boys. I don't think so, is it? Okay, no, thankfully. Yeah, no, it just stopped on trading view, so I was like, "Oh, boy, it's moving." Yeah, you can start taking profits here. Don't wait for that 10 cents here from move. Just leave like last 25% of the positions. 79.97 is good enough for me. I'm gonna take out few here. Just the last 25% of the positions left. And this 25% is going to be held through the earnings. If you're not comfortable with 25%, we can leave 10% of your positions left. Like, let's say you initially started with 100 shares. You can either leave 25 shares on the table into earnings, or if you're not comfortable by leaving 25 shares, just leave 10 shares. If you had limit sell at 80s, it should have gotten filled right now. So I'm going to leave 25%. You can leave 10% on the table if 25 is quite a lot. All right. So my targets are hit at $80. It's good enough trade from 76.50. It's almost like a $3.50 by risking almost what $2.50. It's almost like a 1.5 R. Decent enough. I'm most likely done for the day. And for now, stop losses still stays for the day trade. If you're only focusing on this as a day trade, you can move your stop losses to break evens on that final position. But if you're looking at it from a swing trade standpoint, well, leave the stops at 73s for the final positions. Let the person do the work for you. All right. So still waiting on fly. I needed to get back over VWAP before establishing anything on this one. Let's wait. Let's just set some price limits at $35, shall we? And they're most likely, looks like they're going to come all the way down to test this IPO anchored VWAP at around $31 before giving a bounce up. Let's wait and see how it plays out, and then we can deal with it. That is for Fly. And for Coin, well, they filled the gap and then they bounced right back up and gave a nice $2 move. Again, if you're a scalper, should be good enough. NCLH, nothing much is happening here to, right on the wall. So I'm not going to be making any changes to this one. Just CYTK for now. Final one is going to let it do the work for me. When it comes to SPY, well, it's just been pushing higher. We're at all-time highs, nothing much to do. Watch out for the daily candle close here. And if they break the VWAP and if they start doing some dumb shit, just close it off and come back later tomorrow after the earnings is reported, and we can start over again. So as of right now, just one trade today, CYTK, and done with it. If you guys have any questions, let me know. If not, I'm done for the day. What, it's been 20 minutes. Good enough. Good, 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 good. Yep. Alrighty. Have a great rest of the day.
Morning, Mario. Oh,
Hey, Jay. Good
sorry.
morning. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. How did you determine that these were the breakout potentials? How long did you watch them before you put them in that category?
I mean, like a minute. I just ran the scanners like right here. If you are using TradingView, right here, you can see I just went there and the conditions were pre-market, the stocks which moved 10% in the pre-markets. There was pins right there, but pins was already in a downtrend, as you can see from the daily time frame or in the weekly time frame. The charts look sick, not really great. I don't want to risk my money into this, but if you go to CYTK on the daily time frames, you can see the stock has been consolidating since 2025 November, all the way since yesterday. Right today, that news pushed the stock above that breakout. Let me zoom in so you can see it clearly. Right here. You can see the break from the consolidation happening today. And then after that, it's just execution, right? Just pure VWAP. So we entered as soon as they tag the VWAP, and we got our initial positions in. Stop losses at $73 because that was the lows of the first candle, right? Few cents under the lows of the first candle. Entry was around 76.50. Well, after that, it was just pure VWAP based trade. They never lost a VWAP and they continued to push through. And the profit targets was set at $80 because if you enable the extended hours right there, you can see that was the first lows which they rejected from right here. This 80, if they break 80, 82 will be the next, right? So it's a pure screener. It just popped up on the screeners and I liked it better. Same with Fly as well. The Fly we've been watching for almost like 2 weeks now. This was something which we've been watching for 2 weeks, but this is not a breakout chart. This is something what we call as the IPO anchored VWAP sort of trade, where like you wait for the price to settle down and get back over the anchored VWAP coming from the day where they IPO'd, and then you establish the positions. So right here, you can see they reported earnings, they gapped up like 15%, and now they're giving everything back. What I want to see before we enter anything into this name is, again, same thing what we did with CYTK. I need them to recover the VWAP. If they recover the VWAP, which is like closing 2-minute candles or 5-minute candles over the VWAP, then and only then I'm interested in taking them. If I do take them, my stop losses will be around this lows right here, which is around, what is it? 28-ish, right here. Yep. Around this $30 to like $29 zones will be my stop loss. That's where I would be setting my stop loss on if I did enter this name. So let's wait and see how it plays out. No positions yet because it's still looking weak. I don't want to enter anything at the weakness and then hold on to it all the way towards the stops, right? That's the worst thing you can do. With the swing trade, I don't really care about perfect entries. You just need to get into the strength. That CYTK is purely a screener based trade. So you can take screenshot of my screen right here on the conditions which I used for the screeners. So we wait for the gap ups and then we just trade the VWAP. Once they break the VWAP to the upside or to the downside, you just trade the strength from there. So it's a simple setup which we use on a day-to-day basis. So this is the condition which is like, which you can keep an eye out for. So the price, I set it at 10 to 100 because that's where most of the mid-cap stocks fall into. You can just remove them. It's going to give you, I don't want all these penny stocks in the scanner. So that's the reason why I set the price to $10 to like $100. It removes all these penny stocks so that you can only focus on these mid-cap names. So something to keep an eye out for. We good. This is the reason why I took it, what I took. Is your trading account linked to TV? If so, what brokerage are you trading with? And what do you see NVIDIA doing today? Hello, Bill. Let's take a look at NVIDIA. And no, my trading account is not linked with trading with. For futures, maybe.
Mario, I'm sorry,
Go ahead,
is the
Jay.
screener, I can't see the screener at the bottom. It says pre-market 10% above or below?
Oh, it's about 10%. You can change it, like you can go for 5% up or 10% up or 20% up or 30% up. You can do whatever suits you both. But for me, I just need, if it's up 10%, it's mostly because of some sort of a news event. A stock just doesn't go up 10% for no reason, right? So when a stock is up 10%, I just keep an eye out for it. I wait for the first few minutes and I just wait for them to close 2-minute candles or 5-minute candles above the VWAP, and then I just take the trade from there. Simple, which is to the upside. So you can trade the same with put options as well. So you can wait for them to break under the VWAP and you can just buy some put options or short them by setting the stop losses right at the highs of the day.
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem, Jay. So now,
Hi.
uh,
Hello. I have one more question, if you
feel
don't
free.
mind.
Feel free. Go ahead.
You keep talking about the VWAP. Can you talk about that? What is that? I'm sorry, this is my first day.
All right. So welcome, first and foremost. Okay, let me put it as simple as possible, right? So when it comes to the markets, there are buyers and there are sellers, correct? So this VWAP technically tells you whether the average buyers are they making money or whether the average sellers are they making money. So how do you determine that, right? So if the stock price is trading above the VWAP, we can tell that the average buyers who purchase the stock from the opening candle are making money. So when the buyers are making money, what's going to happen to the folks on the other end of the tape? They will be losing, right? The chances of them getting squeezed out of their positions goes significantly higher, which means more upside potential, and vice versa. Right now, let's say the price is trading under the VWAP. What's going to happen if you are holding on to call options? If the prices keeps going lower and lower and lower, you're going to be losing more and more and more money. What you're going to do then? You're most likely going to sell into the weakness, right? So what's going to happen if millions of traders do the same? If millions of traders sell, the price is going to go down even further. So the VWAP is telling you whether the average buyers, are they making money or are they losing money. So right here, you have QQQ on my screen. This red line is the VWAP here, right? So you can see for the first 3 minutes, this price was trading under the VWAP. And as soon as you see them break above it, right here, what happened? It's just telling you the average buyers who purchased that first candle, they're making money here. And you can see the continuation from there, just keep pushing higher and higher and higher from there on, right? It's just an indication overall. Indication to tell you who's in control of the trend for that particular trading day. So if you're going to buy puts, buying puts as soon as the price broke under the VWAP is going to give you a better chances of, staying in the direction of the trend. And if you're looking to buy call option, waiting for the price to get back over the VWAP and then buying the call is going to give you a better better probability of the same trade working in your favor. All right. So simple thing.
All right. I have one more question. Do you guys have any videos about how to set up VWAP and the other stuff I see on your screen?
Yeah, sure. Do you read books? I can recommend you some books on VWAP if you're interested. But if you're looking to see how to set up the VWAP, it's fairly simple. Do you use TradingView?
Yes.
All right, so just go to indicators and then just type VWAP right here. You're going to get that regular VWAP on your screen as the indicator, right? But if you don't want to waste one of your indicator slots, you can either use the other option, which I would recommend. So on your left-hand side corner of your screen, you should see all these menu options right there. You see?
Stop loss.
Yeah.
All right, so right here, just go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look for that fifth option from the top and then put your cursor right there. You should see something called as anchored VWAP. So just click on the star and then just select the anchored VWAP and then select the 9:30 a.m. EST candle and you're going to get that VWAP right here for you. And this is not going to take up any of your indicator slots right here. And you can even use this with your free version of TradingView as well.
Okay.
All right. So I recorded the session. I'll post it for you. You can go back to it and then follow along there as well. All right.
All right. Thank you.
No problem at all. So if you're interested in books about the VWAP, I'm just going to post the name of the book, which you need to look into so you can learn more about the same. The name of the book is, what is this? Oh, yeah. Maximum Trading Gains Using Anchored VWAP. The author is Brian Shen. All right, so check out the Zoom chat. I just posted the name of the book, which you can look into. So that is going to go in depth on VWAP, anchored VWAP, and what are the setups you can use the anchored VWAP on, different examples, different exercises. It's going to give you a better idea. This book is going to, give you more than a 10-minute video ever could. So something to look into. Maybe use this weekend. All right, so if you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out. What is this stock doing? 78.43. All right, so let's just see what it does. Hello, Robert, go ahead.
Yeah, do you trade on the 5 minute or 10 minute, or do you trade on the daily candles?
When I'm entering, or I believe you're asking what time frames I use to determine my entry.
Correct.
Yeah, I use 2 minutes and 5-minute time frames.
And how long are your trades usually last? Like half an hour, 1 hour?
Yeah, and my average holding time is 28 minutes. That's it. I'm talking about average, by the way. So if I take like 100 trades, on average, I hold on to it for like 28 to 30 minutes max.
Okay, and then one last question.
Go ahead.
This is my first time on your channel. I was just wondering, how often do you update, like on your channel?
How often
Well,
I update?
do
Can you
you,
repeat the question again?
how often do you post like on the Discord? Just because I've been following the other three guys, but this is like the first time on your channel. I just wanted
Oh,
to understand like more or less.
so this week I'll be going live every single day, so you can join in every single day. So I will post the trades there whenever I take it. But if I'm not on live and if I take anything, you can keep an eye out for over there. I'll share it there as well. But if you're asking about the lives, 9:15 a.m. every day in the morning for this week, you can feel free to tune in whenever you find
Oh,
time.
okay, that's great. Thank you.
Mhm. Alrighty, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and hopefully CYTK tomorrow after earnings is going to give us another re-entry for a huge push up north again. All right. So I'm going to leave some orders on
Mario,
the
can I
table.
ask one
Go
more
ahead.
question, please?
Go ahead. Feel free.
I do you teach futures class?
Yes, I do trade futures as well. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me too.
Do you have to pay for that, or is that part of the whatever
I
Discord?
mean, you can, I will have to check my schedule. And if I have time, I would just send you a Zoom link and we can discuss and answer whatever questions you got. No problem at all.
All
You
right.
don't have to pay me for it. It just depends on my schedule. If I'm busy, then I would most likely charge for my time. But if I have slots open, I'll just send you the link and you can just, join.
Okay.
No problem at all. So
Thank you.
just reach out to me in the Discord. I'll check out my schedule and I'll get back to you.
All right. Thanks.
Jay, my email, stockstobonds@gmail.com. I just sent it in the Zoom chat. You can reach out to me there. So if you guys are interested in futures, I'll see how my weekend looks like. I have to take my wife for checkup, and if I have time after that, I will just send a Zoom link. You can just join in, ask your questions right away over there. I'll be more than happy to answer. All right. So maybe today it will be difficult. I'll let you know if tomorrow works, tomorrow evening, or day after tomorrow, or Friday morning. We'll see. If I'm not available this weekend, I'll try to do one on the weekday. All right. I'll let you guys know. Oh, Bill, I forgot about NVIDIA. Apologies. Let's take a look. NVIDIA is trading flat for now. Why do I have this circle here on NVIDIA? Oh, looks like a 20-day moving average, isn't it? 20-day moving average. Again, Abel, it's fairly simple. Watch out for it's they've been struggling to holding on towards that $200 mark. The 20-day moving average is at 199.30. Yesterday they closed above it. Today they are just having an inside day over yesterday's candle. I would personally wait for them to see if we can get a pullback towards this chop zone right here around, I believe that's 192 areas. Yesterday we just closed, yeah, around that 193 zones, which was this consolidation highs. If they can't hold on towards it, so wait for the daily candle to close comfortably over that 20 SMA on the daily, which is, let's just call it 200, right? 200 and above. As of today, they're not doing much to look into, right? So if I anchor the VWAP to today's open, they're under the VWAP here as well. They're trading under the VWAP, not doing much. If you just anchor the Monday's week to date anchor, if you're looking to scalp this, well, wait for them to get back over the VWAP. Set your stop losses at the lows of today, which is the week to date anchored VWAP, which is 197. Your expectations should be them hitting and breaking above that 5-day moving average, which is around $203.00, right? Right now, it's doing nothing, just consolidating near that 20-day moving average. We need to see some strength from here. If we don't see it, we're most likely going to see 192s and change. Nothing much is happening right now on NVIDIA. When QQQ is up almost 1.5% today, why is NVIDIA doing great? What is actually doing great there? I want to see the sectors. So let's see sectors where you're right here. Oh, it's the biotech. Looks like the big boys are performing today, isn't it? Let's see. Where are you? Watch list, watch list, watch list. There we go. AMD is up 2%. Amazon is up 1.5%. Apple is up 1%. Google is up 1.5%. Okay, now we see why it's up. What's Meta doing? Meta is flat. Interesting. Looks like we are seeing some pins side effect on all these ad-based companies. Interesting. For NVIDIA, just leave it alone, Bill, for now. We'll get back to it down the line later. Once you see the strength, we're under the 5-day moving average anyway. It'd be much better to just take the call options or longs on NVIDIA once they get back over 203 or near the 5-day moving average, about the 5-day moving average, that is. GEV, oh, interesting name. They're testing that anchored VWAP right here. Very, very volatile name. They're already up like 3% for the day, $44. Hey, they almost moved 1 ATR already. Watch the VWAP. If they get back down towards the VWAP and find buyers, then we can discuss. You know what, Josh? Wait for the daily candle close. Let them close about the ER anchored VWAP. If they can find buyers about it tomorrow once they back test it, you'll get a better entry there. Just give it some time, leave today alone. Maybe tomorrow we're gonna get some entry. Could you look at Tesla? Hey, Tesla, we discussed it already. It's 402s is what we were looking for. They tagged it, the 200-day moving average, and now they're pulling back. What's the VWAP again? They're testing the VWAP right now, and we need to make sure that they're getting back over that 402 to 403 and closing daily candles above it. That is going to give you a better. You don't need to look for entry there, but that'll be good for Tesla from a bullish standpoint. Tesla's chart are looking great, by the way, because they've been in a downtrend for how many months again? From December all the way to April. They've been in a downtrend. They finally broke above it, came back down, tested the top of the channel, and now they're pushing right back up again. I like the chart. It's looking great. But if you're looking for new entry here, well, wait for them to get back over 403s. That's a 200-day moving average. The next day, you need to see a gap up, a pullback towards this 403, find buyers, and you can just take it all the way back up from there on. Today, leave it alone, and because they already gave the trade which you're looking for, it's sitting right at the VWAP. If you want to trade the VWAP, you can just trade them, but I'll just leave today alone and come back tomorrow to see what Tesla do, and then we can deal with it from there on, right? So I like Tesla. Tesla's looking good, provided you already have an entry. I got in at around 391s for long term, I believe, on Tesla, right? That's the cost basis. Yep. Around 391s is the cost basis on Tesla, which we have for long term right now. So I'm not planning on making any changes to that position. Maybe if they get back over 403, I'll add more to my long-term positions and take it all the way towards that new highs. Who knows, right? Let's wait and see how it plays out. If you're already in it, no need to make any changes. If you're not in it, wait for them to get back over 200. Simple. If you're day trading it, I'm not really interested in this price action as of right now. Choppy mess. MU Macron. 242 gone. Leave it alone. Simple. This thing is gone. Flew. What the hell was this? Like 3 days from 512 to 633 on a percentage basis. This thing went up 25% in three trading days, by the way. This thing just leave it alone. It's not worth it. How long do you hold your contracts? Depends on how fast my profit targets are hit. For example, today I got in, we took that CYTK, right? If I got it with options, I always give myself 6 months out in expiration, and the target was 80. So let's say if $80 were hit on the same day, it doesn't really matter if I got my expirations at 6 months or 1 year. My targets are hit, I'm going to sell it on the same exact trading day. So depends on my targets, price targets, and my stop losses. If it hits on the same day, I get rid of it on the same day. If it takes 1 week out, I'm going to hold on to it for 1 week. If it takes 2 weeks, it depends. Right? Simple. I trade mostly with shares. Me trading options is very, very rare, because the less you trade the options, the more money you're going to make, is my opinion. Less can be very subjective. I want to clarify a little bit here. When I say less, I mean 10 trades per year. That's what I'm talking about. The little you trade the options, the more money you're going to be making. If you're not sure, use shares. Just trade the same with the shares. Should be better. When would be a better entry for puts on MU? Well, Jay, I can see you like to stand right in front of a moving train, don't you? This is nuts. Buying puts on this one. I mean, see, it can work out. Don't get me wrong. This can work out in your favor, but this thing, risky, very risky. Where will you set your stop loss, right? I mean, if you got in yesterday, you would have made money, and then that would have wiped you out completely today with a gap up, right? So trade the VWAP, buy the puts once you see them breaking under the VWAP, and leave some runners on with an expectation that they can come all the way back down again. It can work out. Don't get me wrong. I don't mean to disrespect you, but it can work out. But setting stop losses can be a real pain in the ass. That's what I'm wondering. I don't want to give any answer to that question because I don't know where I'll be setting my stop losses with this one.
Fair. Thank you.
No problem. I'm in mock trades. I see what you're saying. Yes, and it's better to give yourself, like, the worst thing to happen, especially with options, is you being right with the price and wrong with the time. Like, you can get an idea on what a price might or might not do, but it's impossible to get an idea on what the price might do by this time. So give yourself at least 6 months out. Don't fight the time. The trend will take care of the rest. If you're in the direction of the trend, the rest all sits right in place anyway. So hence why 6 months out, regardless. CRML. And for MU, Jay, if you're looking to buy put options, and especially just look at it from a day trading standpoint, again, don't swing trade puts with this one. Day trades, watch the VWAP. If they break under the VWAP, well, there's your entry, right? Break under the VWAP, you can get your entry, you can set your stop losses at the highs of the day, and you can look for that push down south. So what you need to be looking out for on days like these is some sort of weakness from the price on a shorter time basis, right? We don't see anything yet. It's reasonable to think that this might give us a pullback, especially after a 25-point rally, 25% rally on 3 back-to-back trading days. Why though? What made them go all this way? That's what I'm concerned about. Maybe just a technical move. Who knows? Just a technical breakouts. Looks like a euphoria happening right here, but we don't see that in the volume. But wouldn't blame you if you want to short this. Looking for a mean reversion sort of trade, but be very cautious. Size down. Very risky trade. Just be open to lose money if you're wrong. Simple. CRML.
Open to losing money. So I'll wait.
What was that, Jay? Go ahead.
I'm never just open to losing money. So I'll wait.
Better. Well, who likes losing money, right? So it's better to wait. Let's see some weakness, and then we can, go in the direction of the trend instead of, buying anything. I'm not interested in buying anything new here or buying puts here either. Buying calls, it's too far gone. Buying puts, it's just too strong to short this. So just leave it alone. Let the markets consolidate for a while. You're gonna get your answer. The next one, CRML. What do you see in this, Josh? It's a good uptrend. I'll give you that. But other than that, there's nothing much is happening. Is it CRML or CRCL? What are you talking about? CRML. All right. So it looks like the IPO anchored VWAP trade. I can see that. The bouncing from interesting news. 5-day moving average calling up. You can give it a go. like maybe a wider stop loss perhaps at around $10. The ATR is 143 anyway. You can either set your stop losses at $11 and change and take it towards this gap fill at 17s, right? The charts are looking great. I just don't see a particular entry point which interests me. I missed my entry right here, but the 5-day moving average is looking great so far. You can consider your entry here, perhaps near the VWAP, and set your stop losses right here, either at this lows, a few dollars under the IPO anchored VWAP on 1160s, and then go with the flow. I like the charts. We can test the waters with this one today.
Morning, Mario. Could you check shoals for me, please?
Go ahead. What's the
SHLS?
shows? $8 name. Interesting stuff. Interesting trend. Let's just draw a nice triangle here, shall we? It's a nice channel happening here. Oh, the hell is the thing? There you go. The rectangle. Okay, that's not nice. Right here, let's roll it down a little bit. The channel is looking great though, not gonna lie. Like we have a beautiful channel here and they're kind of coming back down to run a test towards that channel today. More than interested to see how the daily candle closes. I like the charts. It's starting to look decent. The 200-day moving average is also right at the top of this channel. Okay, this I'll deal with this. Let's anchor the VWAP to today's candle. Interesting.
Yeah, thank you. They have earnings today, so that's why I'm.
Yeah, they already reported the earnings, by the way. That risk is off.
Oh, I thought it was end of day.
No. They reported today morning already. So what you can do is $8.50 is where the VWAP is at the moment, right? If they do break about $8.50, which is if they close 2 minutes or 5-minute candles over the VWAP, you can look for initial shares positions and you can set your stop losses right here at $7.70. This lows right here. Right, the lows which they made today. So if you see them close candles, 2 minutes or 5-minute candles, about $8.50 to $8.60 and change, set up your initial positions, set your stop losses right here at $7.60 overall. Your entry will be around $8.60. Your stop losses will be at around $7.60. The targets you should be aiming for is this gap fill right here, $9.80 and change. So this is for shares, by the way, not with options, but with shares. You can keep averaging up along the way as they continue to keep pushing higher. But if you're going to go with options, be very cautious with the time, 6 months out. Don't go too far out of the money. It's an $8 stock. It's better to trade the same with shares anyway compared to those options. So something to look into. It's starting to look good. Watch out for today's daily close, though. That's what's going to matter. If you can see them start closing candles over, that VWAP, that's going to be your entry. Don't enter anything until and unless you see them get back over the VWAP, by the way. Right? So the VWAP at the moment is currently at $8.52, something to look into. Breakdown for STX. Oh, Seagate. It's been a while. Oh, Micron, Seagate, all these are gone. There is absolutely no reason. If you aren't in it already, there's no reason to be even looking into it, considering a new position. This thing is gone. Wait for a steeper pullback to get a higher low, or just don't mess around with it. You can look at the weekly charts and exactly see what I'm talking about. From $449 all the way up to 700. That's almost like a 74% move in like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trading weeks, by the way. Wait for a pullback. Wait for a pullback, wait for the higher low, and then you can consider. Don't chase it right here. The problem is if you buy puts here, that's gonna wipe you out clean as well if you didn't get lucky. You know, sometimes you can get lucky and catch the top. That's gonna be one of the best trades to look into. But in order to get one lucky trades, you're gonna be wrong in like 10s and 15s of them. It's just not a fun experience to have. So wait for some sort of a weakness before buying puts. Wait for some sort of a pullback before buying calls. Strong uptrend. No reason to touch this at this moment. Intel. I saw Intel a few days back. This thing is just going crazy. Absolute monster. You know the funny thing about Intel? It took almost 15 to 20 years for this just to break even. And now they are going wild. Maybe next NVIDIA, who knows, right? Everything is next NVIDIA today. But the base on Intel was for 20 years, by the way. Look at the monthly charts on Intel, like from 2000s all the way. If I remove the adjusted charts, you can see right here. Previous all-time highs was at the years of 2000, before the dot-com crash, right? And then 2020 crash happened all the way down, and now they're finally breaking out of that $80, the cursed $75 to $80 zones. Charts are looking great. I love this. But if you're looking for new entry, you missed it. Simple. Would have been nice to catch this around $83 and change. You know how to handle these types of names? You see this huge gap up on the daily charts, which is from where the earnings, 24th of April, if I'm not wrong, right here, right? 24th of April. Anchor the VWAP towards that candle right there. Wait for the price to get back down towards that VWAP, which is around $89 or $90. If you see a pullback towards its zone, take it. If not, don't chase it. Simple. What platform are you using? This is TradingView. You can look into it. TradingView is what I'm using. There should be a free trial for you to look into. Use that 1 month free trial. If you like it, it's $13 or $14 a month. Worth it. It pays for itself. Hood. They got slapped after earnings, didn't they? Yeah, nasty. They're over the 50-day moving average right now. I don't know what you're looking at for Hood, Cassandra. If you're looking for it for a longer term hold, hey, stop drawing on my screen, man. Let's use the rubber. Yeah. So if you're looking for a shorter term trade, a long term, well, it's not a great looking chart so far, but do you already hold it, or you're looking to establish new positions? If you're looking to establish new positions here for a long term, I would just set my stop losses right here at $62 and change. I know it's long term, but $62. Set your stop losses. You can enter right here. So your entry will be technically $77 and your stop losses will be $62. You're risking $15 per share, more or less. So you should only be considering to start taking profits on these long-term positions at around $92 and change, you know? Unless it hits $92 and change, you shouldn't even be thinking about taking profits on these long-term positions. Again, yeah, it's long-term, but also you should pay yourself, you know? So your stop losses, $62, under a few dollars under the lows of March of 2026. Or profit-taking targets, a few dollars under the highs of April of 2026. And you leave some runners towards that, the next profit-taking targets, which is around that 107 and change. This is not a great looking chart yet, by the way. It's still ugly. That's why we have stops. If it's an uptrend, right? If it's uptrend, completely different scenario. You still set your stop losses, but the trend is in your favor. But it's a downtrend. It's a long-term position. It's a downtrend, long-term position. So set your stop losses to protect your account just in case if it just falls apart all the way towards those $54 or $51. Not fun. So slowly ease into it. If you're planning on buying 100 shares, don't buy all 100 right here. Start with 20 shares or start with 25 shares. Set your stop losses at 63. And as you start making money on that 25 shares, let's say it goes up to $79 and break about $80, slowly add another 25 shares into it. So as you make money, you add into your positions instead of, averaging down over and over and over again. Removes the stress completely and also keeps your portfolio stable in the long run, protecting you from the drawdown. Something to consider. The goal of the long-term portfolio is to beat the crap out of the markets, right? When it comes to performance. You can only do that if you're in the stocks which are beating the crap out of the markets. Something to consider. How do one get into trading shares? Well, fairly simple. So start long-term investing and start positioning yourself on these ETFs like SPY and QQQ. Hold on a minute. I'll share the template. If you're into a long-term, something to consider. Hold on a minute. Yeah, there it is. So if you're in long-term, check out your Zoom chats. This should be your end goal. So 50% of your portfolios should be on ETFs like SPY, QQQ, VTI, VOO. 25% should be on uptrend, dividend paying names. Other 10% gold and silver. 5% on international equities like EEM, emerging markets, ETFs. 10% on individual stocks, and the other sitting in cash, they're ready for deployment. Something to look into. If you structure your portfolio like this, it's going to be stable. The 50% is going to keep the portfolio market perform. The rest is going to take care of itself, So you can copy paste this, look into it. So this is what we call as a delta neutral portfolio. You can look into it. The term you need to look into portfolio 60-40 So you can look into these two. These are some strategies which people use for long-term portfolios, by the way. So look into it and look into what a beta long-term portfolio means. So this is gonna tell you how to allocate the funds on your portfolio properly. All right, so look into it. Start small, and you're gonna learn a lot on how to, properly structure your long-term portfolio so that it's not like all on stocks like Hood or Bull or some names which just completely wrecks it on one bad day. Make sure your long-term portfolio has majority on ETFs. Rest should be taking care of itself. What is Apple doing? Reclaiming the VWAP. Apple is looking strong. Is it anchored VWAP from the earnings? Yes, it is. Josh, you can give it a try. Maybe daily close today. About. Go ahead.
The 60-40, is that with the bonds?
Yeah, 60 is that is not viable in a rate cut environment. I mean, rate hike environment.
Yeah, I was gonna say that would kill somebody right now, right?
Not right now, but it would have killed
I mean,
you.
with bond yields are okay. So bond yields are going up though.
Yep. So it would have killed you when you're buying the bonds when the rates are increasing. But right now you should do fine because they're cutting rates. We're in a rate cut environments at the moment, right? When they cut rates, bonds are going to fall. Bonds are going to rise. Yields are going to fall. So you will be on the yields at the moment, bonds at the moment anyway. So 60-40 works best when we are in a rate cut environment. Doesn't work great when we are in a rate hiking environment, by the way. Hold on. I have a paper I studied a while back on this from JP Morgan. Let me see if I can pull it up. Hold on a minute. It's exactly about the rate hikes.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say we think they cutting because of Trump, though, right? That's what
Oh, no, no,
that's what
no.
we banking on.
They have been cutting for quite some time, if you notice, right? Like even with Biden, they have been cutting since, I mean, they stopped hiking from then. We have been cutting rates for quite some time now.
Yeah, for sure. We've been cutting. Yeah. I mean, we should have hiked some of the time. That's beside the point. Okay, I just wanted to make that sure that the 60/40 wasn't gonna like kill us right now. Okay.
Oh, no, no, no. It depends on where you buy or where you lock in the rates, by the way. It's just one of the type of the portfolios. So the
Yeah.
delta neutral is one, 60/40 is one of the portfolios. And there are multiple ways where, like, you can structure your portfolios depending on your risk levels, right? If there are like traders who like to go, instead of 50% on the ETFs, they'll go 50% on individual names, like mid-cap names, which does good, so that they're getting more aggressive with the growth. If they do good, the performance is going to be double the performance of the markets. If they don't do good, they're not going to match the performance of the markets either. So completely dependent on your investment strategy.
Yeah.
But I'm a bit conservative in nature, so I like to take it slow. So I like my 50% of my long-term assets in ETFs, so the money just grows slow on the back end instead of, I
Yeah, I like your
have,
setup. That's a
yeah,
good strategy.
I have enough stress going with the day trading side already. I don't want that carryover on the long-term accounts. Yeah, there you
Great,
go.
thank you.
Yeah, check out
Oh,
the
you
Zoom
share
chat.
the
Yeah. I
okay,
just pulled it up for you right now. So this is I mean, if you want to nerd out a little, you can look into it. Changing stock bond correlation on a rate hike cycle. Check it out. It should be in the Zoom chat at the moment. You can download this, read it in your own time, and then get back to me if you have any questions. Right? So Apple is looking good, starting to look good at least. So tomorrow will be an interesting day to see if they can open about this anchored VWAP here for further continuation. CYTK continuing to be strong, pushing through here. I'm not going to make any changes to this one. I can see how the VWAP is playing out here, by the way, even after we got rid of the positions. You can see them coming back down towards the VWAP, consolidating for a while, and then pushing right back up again. Maybe $82. I'll get rid of another few positions here and then leave the few on the table. And hold on, when you guys are here, I'll share some books, the PDF of the books, which I have. You can download it. What's the name? Trade Your Way to Financial Freedom. Check this book out, really good. If you're working on building a set of rules for yourself, it goes over multiple bias from a psychological standpoint. Check it out. And if you are looking to study more about options from a mathematical standpoint, you can check this book out as well, Options, Volatility, and Pricing by Nathan Sheldonberg. Or Sheldon Nathanberg. I always get confused with the name. And then this book is How to Make Money with Stocks by William O'Neill. And if you're with me for quite some time, you should already have all these books. You should be having access to all these books anyway. So check out the Zoom chats for the books. You can download it, read it on your own time. Hey, at least something to take away from this entire session. Let's see, SOUN and opens, start the IPO anchor on SOUN. Yeah, for SOUN, wait for them to get back over $9.50 before even considering any positions here. They do have earnings, so wait for them to report earnings before entering any position on this one. Same with Open. They have earnings on 7th. Wait for them to report earnings before considering anything. So these types of names, I'll just leave it alone until they report earnings, and we will get back to it after the earnings report, provided they gap up. So if they don't gap up after earnings, generally not interested. We'll just leave it alone and look for re-entry later. All right. So with that being said, most likely done for the day. So if you got in on SYTK, good job. You did good. Call it off. And for Palantir, it's not. I was doing great when I last saw it. they did report earnings, and Palantir reports earnings and then didn't bounce up after that, it's gonna have some not so fun days moving forward, by the way. So this is the first time Palantir reported earnings and didn't have a big reaction in a long time. So let's see, Palantir, they reported yesterday, they are having a gap down. Interesting. Not interested in buying call options here, by the way. Not here, not now. I'd give it like until Thursday to settle down. Let's see how tomorrow's price action does. Watch out for this 134s. No rush to take this trade right here. You can see the daily chart. Something interesting is happening, right? The series of lower highs, lower lows. Let them get back over. Let them get back over 147s, or at least let them get back over the VWAP from today, right? Let them get back over 139s to 141s at least before even considering an entry. So something to think about. So this is for Palantir. We'll see how it plays out. Give it some time. If you're planning on swing trading this or buying it for long term, you are in no rush at all to get the bottom on this one, because might as well buy the strength from 147s rather than trying to guess the bottom right here. All right, so look into these books. I would highly recommend, if you're completely new to the markets, I would highly recommend reading How to Make Money with Stocks first, and then go with Trade Your Way to Financial Freedom second, and then look into those, what is that? Maximum trading gains using anchored VWAP, or technical analysis using multiple time frames. You can check that out as well if you're interested in learning technical analysis. Ryan Shannon. That's the name of the book which you need to be looking into. So if you want something to look into after this class for studying, look into the 4 stages of the markets, right? So accumulation, no, up, down, hold on, let me see. I should be having a picture of those. I'm just looking into it. Accumulation. Okay. Distribution. To be right. So look into these cycles. Let me just press some. If you want to learn more about this, it should be in the book which I mentioned about technical analysis using multiple time frames. This is how every single chart performs, by the way. You should see an accumulation, you'll see the stock bouncing higher from the accumulation, you'll see a distribution stage, and then you'll see a decline or markdown. You'll have a bunch of multiple examples going over these with that one. So give it a try. And if you have any questions after reading those books, feel free to reach out to me. More than happy to walk you through it. All right. So I'm mostly done for the day. I'm hungry. I'm going to go have some food, and I'm going to spend some time with my daughter. Have a great rest of the day. Take care, everyone. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, and feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
No worries at all. Yeah, I'm going to leave this on for a while so that you guys can download the books, by the way. So it's in the Zoom chat, because once I end this call, you're going to lose access to those books. So just make sure to download it right now before I end this. I'm going to just mute myself and give you guys like a couple of minutes to download the same. It just doesn't get lost as soon as the meeting is over. If you can't find the books, just scroll up. Scroll up in the Zoom chat, you should find it. What's the title for ratings been using VWAP by branching? L, I don't think I get you. If you're asking about the VWAP book, what's the name? Technical Analysis. Oh, Maximum Trading Gains Using Anchored VWAP. That's the name of the book. The author name is Brian Shannon. I just typed it out in the Zoom chat. You should see it right there as well. So you can take screenshots of everything, the name of the book, so that you can look into Amazon if you're not someone who likes to read books from your phone or from electronic devices. Look into the, what do you call it? Amazon. You should see it right there. You can get it on an offer, right? So Roslyn, very helpful. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks again. Have a great day. So hopefully you guys downloaded the books. Have a great day, everyone. If you missed it, feel free to reach out. I'll send it to you in the Discord as well. Take care. Bye-bye. Peace.